We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a completely random live. Let me adjust the camera real quick because it's being weird. There we go. All right. It likes to give me a challenge. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up on my computer. And for anyone that wasn't here on the Wednesday live, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be demolding all the projects that were done on Wednesday, and then I'm going to show you guys how I finish the dominoes, okay? I feel like I can even zoom in a little. I thought using this would be better, but it's being finicky. I'm going to zoom in just a tiny bit. Wow, it is way easier to zoom in on this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, my phone goes like, whee! Okay. Hello, Christine with a K. All right. So these were the dirty pour dominoes. So I poured these all in one shot on Wednesday. These ones I did in 2 layers. So I poured the first half and then I poured this white on the background. And for the white background, I used the white Alumilite dye, which I used in the first part, plus a little bit of white metallic powder, mica powder, just to make it not totally boring. And then these 2 were the alcohol ink sets that I did, and I just put a final top coat on these, which now that I'm looking at it, kind of wish I did a little gold dust, but that's okay. Hey, Tina. So as you tune in, say hi in the chat box. Let me know where you're watching from. And for anyone watching this later, this is a live video. The whole point is for me to chit chat and answer questions. Also, I wanted to let you guys know I am having a sale on courses through the weekend. So this applies to any course except for my not yet released color mixing course. I'm going to go ahead and post this here so you can get 45% off of any course with the code inflation. Where'd my video go? There it is. Hey, Barbie. Yeah, so I'm extending that through the weekend, so definitely take advantage of it. I've never done a sale like this before. It's a little cray-cray. I think Veronica can grab just the link to the courses. Okay, cool. All right, let's get started. We've got Washington in the house, Eureka, Maryland, Alberta. We've got a bunch of Washington in the house. Welcome. Okay, so let's start with these guys. These are still exciting, but not quite as exciting as the dominoes, I think, but still exciting. So you saw that pink was already there, so it doesn't come off on this. Now, unfortunately, this really looks best on a white background. On the black, you can't really see, so I might grab some white in just a minute so you guys can see that. But super pretty. Tampa in the house. Hey, Jerry. And I think these coasters go very well with it. So there's that. Okay, now word of caution here, you can see a little bit of green. So before you do your next pour in here, unless you're pouring with something that goes with that color, go ahead and just spray it with some alcohol and let that kind of soak in and then wipe it out because it can transfer to your next project, not indefinitely, but probably literally the next project. It will transfer a little bit. If you're using a darker color or whatever, it's not really gonna matter. Okay, now let's do the dominoes. We're gonna start off with the dirty pour dominoes. And I like to do these kind of like a chocolate bar. Like you just break a whole section at a time. They're really easy to demold. And I've gotten to be pretty pro here. Got France in the house, Louisiana. I will show you guys these close up as well. And you'll definitely see them close up as I do the dots. Hey, Renee. I don't sell the domino molds myself, but they are in my Amazon store. So there's a link in the description. Also, Veronica can probably grab it for you real quick. And this mold is on sale right now. I think it's like 10 bucks. So we'll grab you the link. I also put the correct marker link in the store now. So, can you guys kind of see this from the camera? They are wild and fun. I like these. This is the first time I've done the dirty pour dominoes. So let me show you guys on these, like kind of start to finish, and then we'll demold the next ones. Okay. So let's go close up here. This is a 4-2. You can see that glitter in there. Wow, my fingers look huge. Okay. The white did some really cool things here. All right. So I'm going to use an oil-based paint marker. I think white goes with most, but if you have very light colors, black may work best. So I'm going to just take this marker. I'm going to fill in all the dots. I almost skipped one. Why did I pick a big one? Okay. It's pretty simple. You can use a paintbrush if you want with just some regular acrylic paint, but I find the paint markers to be easiest. Now, in some cases, you're gonna be going over your lines. Like here, I'm going over that line. That's okay. I'll show you guys in just a minute how I fix that. Of course, you don't have to use just white or black. You can really use any color you want. So like even a really dark blue might look good with these. You could also do gold or silver, totally up to you. Okay, let me pick one with less dots. This one's a 2 and 2. Super sparkly. Okay. So same thing. And before I wipe off the excess, I typically like to let them dry a bit. I find that's just easier than trying to wipe it off when it's super wet. But either way, there's no rules. Do whatever you want. Okay, so you can see how it looks with the dots there. And I'm gonna go back to that first one. And what I do is I just take some isopropyl alcohol. This is 91%. I haven't tried it with a lower percentage. I'm sure it'll work just fine. Take just a smidge of paper towel. So we're gonna do this first one, and it just wipes right off, okay? If it's too wet or you have a ton of excess marker, you might be smearing it, in which case just let it dry and do it again, and it's okay. Come on, focus. Okay? I need to cut my nails, all right. How much epoxy does it take to fill the domino mold? It completely depends on the mold you're using. So typically, depending on the mold you're using, it'll say how much epoxy fits in there. This mold, what did we determine? 10 ounces or something? 12?
I feel like it was 12.
Okay.
It was like 11.
Yeah, it was somewhere between 10 and 12. You also don't have to fill it up all the way to the top. You just would want to make sure that your dominoes are the same height all around. Okay, now let's discuss one other part here, which is this little back edge, which can be a little sharp. Resin's kind of sharp. So there's a few ways you can handle that. Where's my sanding block? I like to hide it from myself. Oh, I found it. Okay.
Yeah.
So one way that you can handle it pretty easily, but you gotta get kind of good at it because you can accidentally scratch parts you don't want to, is you can take just some sandpaper and go at an angle and just lightly sand it. And only do this if you need to. And that's pretty simple. That's about all it takes. You just gotta go lightly. I also just got this new tool. This is a deburring tool. And I haven't decided I'm gonna do this on here yet or not, so I'm gonna do this on something else. But so here I've got kind of a sharp edge. This is a cute little magnet I made. So this deburring tool, you would go along the edge here and it just scrapes it off. Like it literally lightly shapes it. So that's just another option for the edges of those dominoes or any resin piece that you're doing whatsoever. Which once again, takes a little bit of practice. This I made into a magnet. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and demold the other ones. And then I'm gonna put a piece of white paper down so I can show you guys the first alcohol ink one. And if I missed any questions, let me know. I think I got them all, but okay. So these ones are ones I was making for somebody, so I hope they came out okay. And she wanted pink, blue, and white, which is very like nursery, baby shower. So hopefully I didn't make it too much like that. And I have, you'll sometimes get a little bit of excess resin, especially if you're pouring over the sides a lot, and it just peels off super duper easy. I actually think these came out gorgeous. Yeah?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I love that glitter.
Yeah, so I did these ones differently. I put down the glitter first, then I put down the blue and the pink, and then I put down the white last. And of course I did 2 layers on this as well, so you can see on the side. Now let's say you are playing with someone and they are a definite cheater. You can always paint. If you want, you could literally paint the sides a solid color. So in this case, white, you just paint the sides white. If you're that worried about it. Are you asking if you can buy these dominoes? These dominoes are for somebody already. The first set, if you're interested in buying them, feel free to email me, info@thepainterinYou.com. Okay. So I'm gonna just demold all of these. I'll do a couple of the dots. And about the jewel molds that you showed us a few weeks ago, would that tool help clean it up? Yeah. Yeah, that tool can help literally with any resin projects. I found with small things like that too, and even with these, what I've seen people do before is literally take some UV resin and put it on the back. For me, that's way, way, way too much work. Plus, UV resin typically doesn't have UV protection, so I wouldn't want the back of my dominoes yellowing, although real dominoes do yellow, so it's not the end of the world either way. And the deburring tool, Christine, is super cheap. You can literally get it for like $5. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, anything like that. So I would say just pick one up and try it out on a piece you don't really care about. Play with it. Yeah. Okay, super pretty. And as you can see, my mold is pretty much clean. Pro tip, which I need to remember and I'm not always the best at, get yourself, what is this called? A lint roller. And you can see I've already used this sheet. Veronica gave me this one, it's pretty cool. It has sheets on it. It's a little too fancy for me, maybe. Okay, well, there. Anyways, so you can use it like this to get any excess off of the sides of your mold. And even off of your domino.
The deburring tool in your Amazon?
I haven't put the deburring tool in my Amazon yet because I wanted to try it out. I don't think so, actually. Check. You want to check real quick? Yeah. It would be in the resin one, I think. If not, I can add it real quick. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Some of these guys are kind of stubborn. But you can see it just comes right off on the lint roller. Suggest you do that before you do your next set of dominoes because otherwise it can get these little dried pieces of resin in there. Also, if you've used alcohol ink, clean it off. I'm so bad at that and then it bleeds into the dominoes. I'm gonna just keep going here. This is exciting. That was awesome. What a good idea. Okay. All right, there we go.
I did not see it in the Amazon store.
Okay. Let me go ahead, give me 10 seconds and I will add it to the Amazon store. as I just bought this literally like a week ago, so I'm still kind of in the process of playing with it. But so far, I like it. I swear I added it. Okay. Nope, I just added it in my head. Alright. And I got one that had like a bazillion extra blades. So if you get it with the bazillion extra blades, it's like $12 or something. But the regular tool itself is $6. Alright, so adding it to the store right now. Resin painting. There we go. Alright, it's in the store. And then I'm going to come around. I'm going to show you these close up. And then, William, the mold is from Amazon. We'll grab you the link for it again real quick. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys these close up. And then I'm going to do some more of the dots on here. Just so you can kind of see the difference of how they look. I think these are awesome. I hope she likes them. If she doesn't, for some reason, these will be for sale. I think like the perfect amount of glitter. And I used a dark blue, so it took it out of kind of the baby realm, and a lighter pink. So I think if anything, these look a little more galactic kind of. And the glitter that I used in there is an iridescent or a color changing glitter. So it's actually the glitter itself is blue and pink, depending on the light you look at it in. All right, let me pick one without 600 dots. We'll do another 2 and 2. So in case you missed the dots, I use a white paint marker. You can use any color you want. I found that oil-based paint markers work the best. And we're just filling in the dots here. Fill in the line. And if I'm using dominoes that are definitely lighter, I will absolutely use black and not white. But in this case, I think white goes well. Let's go wild. We're gonna do a 4 and 4. Whoa, whoa. So these little parts on the edge, they just come off pretty easy. But if you're really smart and you use that lint roller before adding your second layer of resin, it works a lot better. I'm just not that smart sometimes. Okay. And guys, if you haven't yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up on this video. Uh-oh. Don't worry if you go over. And if you're really enjoying it, feel free to super chat, super sticker. Every little bit helps. Okay. So obviously on this one, I went over. I slipped. It's okay. You're going to see how easily I fix that in just a second. So take just a little piece of paper towel, some alcohol, and I will typically do a whole bunch so they have time to dry here, and then just wipe it. Very easy. Nice and clean. Okay, very easy. Very easy. All right, I saw a question. Let's see. Do you use a pressure pot? Nope. Missed. I do not. I just let them cure out in the open.
Look how pretty that one is. Because it's clear on the one side.
Yeah.
I like that.
You show everybody close up?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Maybe.
put down a bit of white paper, and then I'm gonna show you guys those alcohol ink ones.
Really cool.
This is my anniversary, yes. All right, please hold. Yeah, it worked out-ish. Yeah, because it's so see-through, the black really makes it hard to see the colors on these. They really are pretty bright. So let me just show you guys these newly. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, these were all done on Wednesday nights live, so you can rewatch that if you didn't, or you can, you know, just jump in there and watch a little bit of it. It was like an hour long live. Okay. So this is, hey Laura, this is a tray and it can be used like this. Obviously we've got the handle, so it can be a serving tray, but I also like to think you could be a raised tray if you want. I think that looks cool myself. So if you wanted to display something on here, you want to throw a bunch of cupcakes on there, whatever. And then I did the matching coasters, which I think look great. So one other tip on these guys is you can put a color on the outside. Like for here, I would use gold. And for that, you can use, I like to use liquid gilding. Where's my silver pen? And you can use the kind that comes in a jar, or you can use a marker. This is a silver one, not gold, but I don't have the gold marker right now. This is Deco Art Premium, oil-based metallic. Let me see, actually. Let me get something that this would look good on the side of, if I have something. Please hold. I'm thinking. Just want to show you guys how this looks, because it's not just the same as like a silver paint. Oh, here. This is my junk box. So you can use this on the side of coasters or trays, and this literally is a super duper shiny silver marker. And they have ones that are wider or thinner. This one's a little too thin for my liking because it takes forever. But you can do this on the edge of your pieces, and I think it really just makes them pop. So on this, I would use gold to do that. My resin is food safe, yes. I know I missed a few questions. 1 second. Okay. Will a Krylon marker work? I'm not sure, because I haven't tried all the markers in the world, but just try it. Once again, take a piece of junk resin, like that coaster I just used is a coaster that I haven't decided what to do with. But yeah, just try it out. The oil base seems to stay put. I mean, you'd have to do really like a test over years to determine how long it would stay. But even if it does come off, you still have the beautiful piece. Like, we're not using it to cover up something, you know what I mean? So even if it does start to wear off, like all paint, I think eventually would wear off, just like on your kitchen cabinets, it will eventually wear off, I'm sure. But it stays put quite well, and it definitely stays put better than the water-based, I've noticed. Okay, a question I missed here is, does it matter which resin you use and which colorants? Like, some resins work with alcohol inks better than others. It does matter which resins you use, because not all of them are the same. They don't all have the same work time. They don't all have the same UV protection. They don't all have the same heat resistance. So you don't want to use resin in coasters that doesn't have heat resistance, because then the second you put hot cup on here, it'll be ruined. You know what I mean? Also, because we're using alcohol ink in here, we want to have maximum UV protection to protect that alcohol ink, because alcohol ink is not light fast. Like, it will fade away eventually, so the UV protection in the resin will help with that. No, not all resins are food safe at all. A lot of them are not. If coating an acrylic poured coaster, how long do I wait in between coats? With resin, you can wait 8 hours to 24 hours. It depends on the resin you're using, though. But yeah, you don't have to wait long at all. Okay, guys. So that about wraps up our demolding party, and hopefully I got all of your questions answered. Now, if anyone is interested, I will be doing a live very shortly on my Facebook page, which is also Mixed Media Girl. And then after that, I'm going to be doing a live on Amazon. It's going to be a day of pretty much back-to-back live videos. So if you haven't yet, hop on over to my Facebook page, give it a like, make sure you have your notification settings on, and I'll see you there in just a little bit. Bye guys.